When I tell you, I feel like I've been in a brawl, and baby, I didn't win. I didn't win.
I like my coffee black, white too. Don't turn this into no controversy, it's my boo. I can make $250,000 off a haiku, and I can make another quarter off a time.
Have a lot more mental bandwidth and even the emotional capacity to get it done. So whatever you can do to get hard things done by noon, I encourage you to do that. Of course, to do for the day. You've kept it 5 tasks or less, and you're going to be able to get things done at 100% in a much more foremost, you want to make it meaningful. Let's focus on the things that matter. Here's one of the best ways you can make it meaningful. Then creating daily to-do lists based off of the deadlines or your schedule in that way. And so anytime I just brain dump what I have to do for the week and then pull from the weekly to-do list to start to shape my daily to-dos, and then I can then put it in my planner, put things in Google Calendar because I can assign times and stuff.
Is starting. We are here and we're gonna get into the nitty-gritty. I'm gonna share my mindset, what I've been going through the past couple of days, just getting down to the meat and potatoes of it all. Here's what we starting at. We starting with what we starting with. I believe it was like 161.2 is what I clocked it at, so we're gonna roll with it. But first I want to, of course, share what I've been reading. So first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been so just like in support of me basically giving it to God and chasing God and selling out for him and going 100%. For me, the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because one of my struggles for so long was truly trying to figure out, like, what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? I spent so much time, chasing work, chasing accomplishments, chasing building clientele, business, financial goals, and there's nothing wrong with those things, but I'm just speaking for me and my own personal experience and my testimony. I was not getting fulfillment after those things, and so I felt myself just racing, and it ended up being the downfall of me. So the beginning of this year, when I truly surrendered because I hit rock bottom, girl was down bad, I realized I do not feel fulfilled because God is who fulfills me. That is who makes me whole. And as soon as I came to that revelation, and as soon as I surrendered, the peace that I had been praying for so long immediately came over me. I was like, well, you know what? Okay, God, like you're the plug. You're it. You're the Alpha and Omega. Like I got you. Okay. So that is why I am just so passionate about it. And I've been saying for quite some time that beauty is my ministry, and it truly is. We are all meant to minister in our own ways. I think that sometimes, that when you are following Christ, when you're a child of God, like that's one of your duties, So regardless, like it could be in your office. Maybe if you're, you're a teacher, you're a doctor, whatever the case may be. I know for me, one of my struggles, y'all, I'm not going to lie, is feeling like I'm not qualified to come on my platform and talk about Jesus. That's one of my struggles. And things that have been said to me probably for the past year and a half is, oh, you're a good teacher. You're a good motivator. And then I've had a couple of people recently say, oh, well, you should start a Bible study. And all of that stuff scares me because these are things that God had kind of started revealing to me last year, but I was just very scared of it. But then understanding that, no, you are qualified. Having your own ministry or ministering to, your people, whatever the case may be, I know for me, I got the idea of, oh, well, that means I gotta be a pastor. I ain't nobody's pastor. I ain't nobody's preacher. I am a girl who is following the Lord. I am doing the best that I can. I am still a sinner. I am in no formal way. I have not arrived. I make mistakes. I still stumble, but God. And so for me, I realized that something that I had been doing for quite some time was just relying on my own wisdom. And I'm like, oh yeah, God, I trust in you, God. And y'all saw like how I was wrestling last summer when I did a video called Trust versus Faith. Like, I've been wrestling for some time, you know? And I think it's very fascinating how last summer it was God prompted me to start sharing things as I go through them instead of after. And that was very difficult for me. But now I understand why God prompted me to do that, because it got us here. But one of my big struggles was always operating out of my own will, trying to control things, trying to do things. And so it's like at the same time, I'm saying, oh yeah, God, I trust in you, but I'm operating in my own flesh. I'm operating off of my own wisdom. I don't know nothing. And so for me, that was my first sign of, okay, that's you being very lukewarm. You're very hot and cold. Like, you're saying this, but you're acting like that. Your actions are not in alignment whatsoever. So you need to adjust those things. And when you truly clock in, when you truly understand something, it's like, oh, okay. When you know better, you do better. So for me, I'm very well aware of, okay, how I was operating, the things that I've been convicted on. And please understand that when I'm sharing these things, y'all, I'll be talking to me. I'm sharing my testimony. I'm sharing what I went through, still the things that I wrestle with and what I struggle with. But what I really wanted to get into is something I've been praying for at the beginning of the year when I realized, girl, you operating in your own flesh, is wisdom. Godly wisdom. Godly wisdom versus your wisdom. Your wisdom is ghetto, okay? We are. If we try to operate in our own will with our own wisdom, no ma'am, it's not going to work. It's going to crash and burn every single time. You will be down bad. But godly wisdom, operating in God's wisdom, letting the Holy Spirit guide you, that's the plug, that's the way. So y'all know I've been deep into Proverbs, and so I'm going to go back because right now I'm on 12, and I've been taking my time with it because I've been keeping notes along the way, because when I am done with it all, I'll probably just do like a full-on video on it. And again, the struggle of feeling like I am not qualified to do this is definitely the enemy getting into my mind, because the enemy knows how to deceive you. That's all the enemy does, is deceive. And so for me, you know, feeling called to do very specific things, but at the same time, I'm nervous to do them, I have to remind myself, no, that is not of God. I rebuke those thoughts. Get to it. So wisdom. Proverbs, let me see, 9:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. I have always said that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I've always also felt that one of the best ways to get wisdom is to just sit back and listen. Don't be so fast to speak. And I mean, that's in the word as well. Be slow to speak. And the reason being is because you want to make sure the words that come out of your mouth, first of all, I know for me these days, are wise words from God, the Holy Spirit. And let's keep it a buck again. I'm not perfect. I mess up. You mess up, right? I think that's the thing. People assume that when you are walking with God, that all of a sudden you're just this huge righteous person. You're doing all the right things. No, baby, I struggle. I make mistakes. I still sin. I honestly feel that when you make that decision to walk with God, that's when life gets really challenging. That's when everything truly starts coming at you. So I know for me, the best way to truly get the wisdom is getting into the Word of God, because I can say for me these days, whenever I hear certain things, whether it be from someone talking to me, a lot of the content that I watch, especially like a lot of the Christian content I've been watching, now that I've been in it and reading and getting wisdom and understanding, it makes it easier for you to clock when something's not right, when something just seems off. So the best way to truly receive wisdom, get into your Bible, and also have a heart of compassion. I feel like that is something that I know I can be better at. I feel like I am, for the most part, a fairly compassionate person, but definitely have compassion for others, because after everything that I went through, especially last year, never say never, because God will truly take that said thing that you never said you would do, baby, and He will put you right in the thick of it. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, okay, I've been humbled. I understand. But I will say this, the hard things in life too, the hard things in life do bring you wisdom as well. So that's all I got on that. Let's get ready to go to the gym. My friend Lauren, not Lauren, my bestie Lauren. I have another friend Lauren. She's actually was my boss when I used to work at Macy's. She runs another location now. She's in town. So let's go train glutes with her. All right, so recently for my warm-ups, instead of using bands and just walking forward, backward, sideways, I've been getting straight to the hip thrusting machine, low weight, busting out a lot of reps. This gets my glutes fired up so much quicker. When my glutes are not fired up properly, the workout is just hard for me. So, little warm-up, and then we're getting right into it. Lauren basically prepped with me all last season to get my pro card. I'm not a big fan of working out with people. However, Lauren, that's my dog. She's the homie. She can hang out. So doing some lying hamstring curls. This is honestly my favorite exercise for the hamstrings. I'm not the biggest fan of the standing ones, but I'll do them occasionally. So I'm doing a drop set with her. She wanted to be pushed. So we started off with, lower weight, and then we just start going up. And then I can't remember where we started at, but basically going up and then having a moment of rest and then working our way down. So this is a great way to just blast the body part. So if you want muscle growth, y'all, you got to push yourself, and you have to push through the pain sometimes. So all you're doing when you're working out is tearing up the muscle. Tearing up the muscle, and then you eat to feed the muscle, and then you rest to recover and repeat. That is how you grow muscle. Now, you don't have to do crazy drop sets and basically kill yourself every single time. That's not good for you, because then you're going to be someone who's just never going to recover. And if you don't recover, you're going to have a very hard time growing the muscle. So yeah, she's done, as you can see. She was not happy with me. However, she survived it, and all was well. She took a couple of laps, y'all. She caught the Holy Ghost. Watch, 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 watch. Did you catch the Holy Ghost? All right, next up, these are sneaky because it seems so easy, but again, I feel these so good in my upper and outer glutes, which is like a huge, huge deal for us bikini girlies. And then going over to the dumbbells, just doing some dumbbell sumo squats. I love doing these because I can engage my glutes really well with these. So Lauren is someone that I have to slow down. So she was always going really fast, but as you can see, I shortened her range of motion because I want her to stay in the tension, because she wants to work on her upper and outer glutes. And then last but not least, here we're doing some hip thrusts. I didn't go crazy heavy today. We did some pulsing. So basically 4 reps and then hold it for 4 to 8 seconds. And again, we probably did this about maybe 4 to 5 times, and yeah, we were definitely smoked after this. I'm pretty sure Lauren wanted to kill me when we came back over here to the hip thrusting machine, because she thought we was done, and I had to remind her earlier that was the warm-up. She hates it when I say, Lauren, that's just a warm-up. However, she survived it in Jesus' name, had a nice glute pump. So yeah, that was basically it for today's workouts. All right, so I love me some Lauren. I've talked about it before, how I'm not big on training with people, just for the sole fact that I like to just get in and get out. Like we got to have the very same specific mindset. But Lauren, actually, she basically prepped with me all last year through my pro card prep. So she's not a bodybuilder. I have also been helping her for like a year and a half. Like, she's lost weight, she's done a full body recomp. Like, if I can find some photos, I will definitely put them up here. Like, she's been sticking to her macro, so I'm just so proud of her because she looks incredible. But we trained today. She lives in Raleigh now, so anytime she comes in town, we always try to train together. But anywho, here's the deal with me, for Saints. Here's what's going on. Here are my struggles. This is where I'm at. So I talked about in a previous vlog how just time management, how I've been struggling, just really trying to do all the things to get everything on point. At the beginning of the year, I had to take a sabbatical, and during my sabbatical, that's honestly when the Lord was really working on me and things started changing, evolving, eyes started opening. I don't feel bad about my downtime because I needed to sit down. I needed to not work. I needed to not be bodybuilding mode. I needed to rest my body. I needed to heal. I had to go through a lot of things, you know? So basically breaking up with the rigidity of it all and constantly going, because for me, this is just my testimony, and I've talked about it before. My biggest issue was I was addicted to work. I put work above everything. I put work above God, I put work above my marriage, and in turn, that was the downfall of Amber. So I understood that I needed to separate myself from just constantly working, constantly going, because it was not serving me. It wasn't healthy for me. It wasn't pleasing to God how I was going about it. It wasn't good for my marriage. So since I took that time and got my life in order, now I'm finding that it's been a little bit difficult getting back on track. So again, when you go through things, it automatically gives you way more compassion, right? And so I get it when people have these moments when life happens or they just fall off and they have a hard time getting back on track. I know, I'm with you, I feel you, because that's me right now. That is definitely me. I'm trying to get back on track. I'm trying to get it back together. And I had an epiphany why I've been struggling. So one of my biggest struggles is just adjusting to like my timing. Like, when is the most optimal time for me to go to the gym? I used to be a morning person going to the gym, but then as of late I realized, you know what, I need a little bit more time in the morning. Maybe I should go in the afternoon. But then I just kind of told myself, I was like, girl, here's what you need to understand. You are trying to function and operate in your life how you used to last year, how you used to 2 years ago. That is not optimal for me anymore, because I am not living and running my life in that manner. So trying to stick to that old structure, that old schedule, doing what I used to do, no longer serves me, because that old schedule is the very thing that harmed me. So now I understand I need to sit down. I really need to look at things. I need to assess. I've already redone my work schedule for salon. So I was working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but what I found was towards the beginning of the week, my mind really started to drift. I felt like I was kind of worthless. That's when I just, being at home too much is not good for me. So I changed my schedule to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday in the salon, which works great right now, just simply because I'm about to be in bodybuilding stage glam busyness. So instead of having to take off and redo my schedule when I'm gone on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, it's just one day. So I can just take off the Saturday and I'll still have my 2 days throughout the week. So I got that under control. And then the other thing too is, for me, like, my day is different every single day. It's like, I understand I am very blessed. I can make my own schedule, but what I need to do is stop trying to make it like this schedule across the board and take it one day at a time. So understand that on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I'm working in salon, my schedule is going to be different versus the days when I'm not working in salon. So really making my schedule work for me. And then something else that I'm also breaking up with too is this whole rigidity of, oh, make your morning routine your morning routine. If you are someone who struggles and you just can't get right, like, oh, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that doesn't work for everybody's lifestyle. That does not work for everyone's lifestyle. And then please, for the love of God, for the people, okay, let's just say this, because a lot of people have a hard time with this too. Every message ain't for you. And that is not just for me, what I'm saying, or anyone. Every message ain't for you. A hit dog is gonna holler. Like, I can listen to things, and if it doesn't apply to me, like, I don't take offense to it. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. But please, 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 if you are that mom that is judging other women who don't have children and say things like, oh, well, just wait till you have children. Oh, lucky for you. It ain't always going to be like that. Please stop that. Please, please, please stop that. Everyone's life is different. People have to go about things throughout their day as far as what works best for them. Just because someone doesn't have kids doesn't mean that they're not busy. Doesn't mean that they're not tired. Because I can't tell you how many women I've had say to me, oh, if you think you're tired now, you just wait. I'm like, sis, tired is tired. Like, I might not be up with kids, but I'm up with a whole host of other things. Like, it's kind of like how there's no sin greater than another. Well, there's no exhaustion greater than another. If you exhausted, you exhausted, period. Anywho, I don't know why that came over my spirit, but I just had to say that because a lot of moms shame other women. And it's kind of like, are you upset because of your life is what it is? Like that's what it's giving. That's what it's giving to me. Are you upset because you're not happy with how your life is? Or because right now I understand, sis, you might be in survival mode. No, I don't have kids, but I understand just from listening to other women that, hey, like when you got young kids, that first 2 to 3 years, sometimes it is survival mode. And if that is for you, sis, stick it out. Hang in there. You're gonna make through. But also understand that just because you're not with child or have children don't mean that you might not still be going through survival mode. Because as for someone who has been living in survival mode for basically 34 years of their life, whew, next level exhaustion. So I said all that to say I am going to sit down when I get home to really structure and look at my life, look at my day, and make it plain and make it simple on me. And that also means that I'm going to have to do away with some things. Stop putting so many things on my to-do list. I can do 3, maybe 5 things on my to-do list. And I'm thinking 5 is just going to be too much, because I'm thinking about how when prep does get deep, and y'all know how it is, when you in prep and you tired, that's the hardest thing about prep. It's not necessarily for me the hunger, it's the exhaustion. Because if I'm hungry, I can go find something to do. I can go for a walk, I can go to Sephora, like I can go do things. But when I'm in the middle of doing someone's hair and my soul leaves my body, what is a girl to do? What is a girl to do? So I'm actually about to go give Lauren a haircut right now, because she is being a good client and she's about to get her braids put back in. And so I haven't trimmed her hair since the beginning of the year, so. What is up? It is the next day. It is 7:40. I am on my way to do my cardi. Oh, I forgot to share my last supper meal with y'all. So Marilla and I went to one of our favorite Colombian restaurants. I don't care what anyone says, Colombian food is the best food. Argue with your mama, not me. So good. So had that. Adjustments have been made. Carbs have been dropped by 20 grams. Fat has been dropped by 10 grams. And then my protein is still the same. 150 grams of protein. Cardio is 4 times a week, 20 minutes. I'm going to bust that out on the stair stepper. I'm actually on my way to go do that right now. And then later on, well, not later on, like around noon, we're heading to Charleston because it's Junior USA. So I wanted to share something with you guys I was thinking about last night when I was journaling, because I talked about how I've just been struggling with structure and trying to, just figure everything out. But then I asked myself, okay, Amber, in what ways can you show up for God and show up for yourself? The ways that I can show up for God is, first of all, praying, being in my word, encouraging others. And there was something else that I had down too. Oh, and being obedient to what he is telling me that I need to do, because God has given me an assignment and I've been dragging my feet on it. And in lieu of me dragging my feet on it, what I've been doing is praying and asking God, hey God, like, what's the call on my life? And it's a rhetorical question because he's not going to tell me, because he already told me. And so that is just making me procrastinate for the thing that he told me to do. So being obedient to God. And I know what it's like to be disobedient to God. Don't be disobedient to God, because he'll strip you down, girl. That's not fun. Now, in ways that I can show up for myself, not loading my to-do list, making sure that I am planning and scheduling my day the night before, so that way when I wake up the next morning, I have everything down, I know what I'm doing, and taking it one day at a time. One of my biggest struggles that I've always had is looking too far in advance. Like, yes, we need to be planners. We don't want to be like unaware and be, whoa, what's happening here? We don't want to be unprepared. For me, what happens is I tend to look too far ahead, and then it stresses me out. Over the top stresses me out, and then I get flustered and I can't focus. So one day at a time, showing up for myself, making sure I'm getting up, doing what I gotta do, spending way less time on social media, because again, for me, social media, I've learned, when I say social media, I've learned Instagram is a trigger, because y'all know I've shared time and time again my testimony. I'm a workaholic, and I figured out for me, whenever I do get on social media, it makes me feel like I am not doing enough, I'm not working enough, I'm not going hard enough, and we know that's not the case. So how can I show up for God, and how can I show up for myself? Ask yourself those two questions, and let me know if you feel comfortable in the comments. So let's go bust out this cardio, and then we're going to go home and we're going to do a little bit of reading and get ready to hit the road for Charleston. All right, the absolute most dreadful part of traveling in prep isn't actually the dieting. That doesn't bother me. It's the food preparation. Thankfully, I'm sliding in and out. I'm about to get on the road here shortly. It's Friday, shows on Saturday, due to Glam, watch prejudging, coming home. I gotta come home. I can't stay because it's my little sister-in-law's 18th birthday, and since I'm not able to make it to her graduation this year, she's graduating as well, her graduation is the same day as Mackenzie, so I'm like, I can't miss baby girl's 18th birthday and graduation. So family, always prioritize your family first. But thankfully, since it's just an in and out situation, I don't got to bring a bunch of food, and it is very, very difficult in prep whenever I do travel for Stage Glam, which I love, but traveling for Stage Glam, I have to bring a lot of stuff with me anyway, and then the whole food situation, girl, it's just, somebody pray for me. So I've got my meals here. This is just a bunch of chicken. So that's breakfast for tomorrow, lunch for today, lunch for tomorrow, chicken for 2 days, rice, oats, English muffin, banana, and then I need to grab some blackberries and shredded lettuce when I get there. So I'm gonna pack myself up and then I'm gonna get on the road. Alrighty, I made it, got here, checked in, had to make 2 runs getting my stuff out the car. Olivia checked in, I just warmed my food up. I'm gonna eat because I am ravenous, I'm behind. It's like, here we are, already behind on meals, but it's fine. I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna set up, then I'm going to bed because yeah, I didn't vlog much on the way here because I just needed some quiet time. That's the one thing that I love about driving, is that just the peace and the solitude, quiet time. And I bought a hat. I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. Y'all, these braids is looking crazy. So I was like, you know, we're going to put a hat on and we're going to call it cute, and I ain't mad. So I'll see y'all in the morning for some glam. I am booked solid. I'm going to do my best to try and get some footage. It'll probably be with my phone because I got to get content for the socials. However, let's do some glam. Also, I'm proud of myself because on the way out, I stopped by Ultix and I want to pick up some things. I haven't been Ulta in a long time, y'all, and I wanted to explore, but I didn't. I only got what I needed, so I needed these sponges. These are my favorite to use. You have to get the Ulta. If you're one of my OG Amberp fam beauty girls, y'all already know the Ulta Jumbo wedges are bomb. And then I got another lipstick shade. This seems to be close to one of the favorite ones that I like from Sephora collection. This is Morphe Bella. And then I got these liquid blushes because I had been curious about these. So we're going to test these out and I'll report back. Alrighty. It is 3:38 a.m. I'm about to do a little bit of praying and then it's going to be time to get to work. like someone whooped my oh my goodness. I'm cleaning up because it's 10:29. I just finished my last girl. I did 6 girls today. 6, 7, 8. I need to check out in 30 minutes. I have not had a meal. I am extremely dehydrated and I am sore. I'm sore from my glute and hamstring workout that y'all saw earlier on in the video. And I'm just like, yo, I need a minute. Ooh. Ooh. Y'all don't understand. I love this. I love this. This job is hard on the body, okay? It's hard on the body. I need to gather myself. I haven't had any coffee. I gotta gather myself. All right. I am in my car. I was trying to check on Olivia before I got on the road. She looked amazing. I'm so proud of her. Everyone looked amazing. Eating. This is what happens sometimes. Eating. This is meal 1. I am behind. And here's the thing. I'm not even going to stress myself to try to push it all in because I'm just not. I'll be home tomorrow. I can start fresh. Like, I'm still going to eat my meals, but trying to play catch up. Like, my food is still high, y'all. Like, my carbs are still I'm still over 2,000 calories. So it's, yeah, whatever. Anywho, I know. I am done. I am done with this vlog. I gotta drive home. It's 11:15. Oh, my little sister-in-law's 18th birthday party tonight, which is why I am going home and not staying for finals. But, I don't know. Maybe this was some entertainment for you during cardio. When I tell you, I feel like I've been in a brawl, and baby, I didn't win. My soreness from Thursday kicked in. This is the first national show that I have worked that I haven't had help. And let me tell you something. I appreciate my help so much. Olivia, Alexis, because those are typically the girls that help me during national shows. Olivia, she is going to be... Oh, she's calling me right now. Hold, please. Okay, now it's raining. Lord have mercy. I need caffeine. We got to go to Starbucks. My meal was so good. It was just some ground turkey and jasmine rice. Tasted delicious. Nothing special. Olivia's good. She's looking like 4th or 5th place. So she's going to update me. Saw Candy. She was a little upset. So just, talking to her. And I guess this will be a good thing to end it on. Post-show. Especially because I know a lot of you that watch are national level competitors getting ready to hit the national show. And for everybody. Because it was something that Candy said to me, and I was like, nope, sis, that's not it at all. But she was upset, and it's okay to be upset. Y'all know y'all saw my full-on upset moment last year. Like, you knew how I felt about it, right? But I could tell she was, holding back, fighting the tears. I said, just cry. It's okay to cry. Don't be an emotionally numb human being like me who would just hold my emotions, and then 5 months later, your girl is like out here falling apart looking like an idiot because I'm still trying to process some emotions that I never just allowed myself to go through in the first place, So there's that. But then secondly, it's like, you work hard, like 2 things can be true. You work hard for this. Also, just because you work hard doesn't mean you're going to win. I know. And that stings. And that's not to be harsh. That's just the way that bodybuilding goes. Someone's got to catch the L. And a lot of the times, the someone is going to be you. There can only be one winner. You know what I mean? So, of course, everyone has their own benchmarker. Some might say, hey, I want to get first call out. Hey, I just want to get like in the top 10, whatever the case may be, whatever your benchmarker is. But for the ones, I get it, like when you're at that national level and you are actively gunning for the pro card, and in order to get it, you gotta win. I understand. But something that she said was, I don't want to seem ungrateful. And I let her know immediately, That is a totally separate entity. You being upset because you didn't do as well as you like has absolutely nothing to do with how gracious of a human being you are. We need to learn to separate the two. It is okay to be upset that you didn't place well. Being upset that you didn't place well doesn't mean that you were ungrateful. I told her there's somebody today that's going to walk away with a pro card, and they are probably one of the most ungrateful human beings that walks the face of the earth. I don't know that. I'm just saying. However, don't let that don't feel that because you're upset or things didn't go the way that you were hoping for, that means that you're being a brat, that you're ungrateful, that you're a sore sport. That's not it at all. Like, we don't put ourselves through this for nothing, right? We all want to do the very best that we can. Again, it's relative, whatever your best may be. But that was it, y'all. Get me out of these Charleston streets. Do y'all like Charleston? Charleston, I get a weird, eerie feel whenever I'm in Charleston. Probably has something to do with the whole slave trade situation. Anywho, thanks so much for watching. Cast one more net.